Welcome to this Executive Explainer. Today, we're unpacking something absolutely crucial for all you CTOs, COOs, and e-commerce leaders out there. We're looking at the hidden risk of agentic AI and e-commerce architecture, and more importantly, how to actually fix it. If you're building in this space, you already know the stakes are incredibly high right now. So grab your notebooks because we're diving right into the technical reality of AI in commerce. Get this, Gartner recently put out a pretty staggering prediction. They're saying over 40% of agentic AI projects are going to be canceled by the end of 2027. I mean, that's almost half. Why? Well, it basically boils down to weak controls, spiraling cost, and just a fundamental lack of clear business value. For e-commerce leaders, this isn't just some minor bump in the road. It's a massive warning sign flashing in neon. A ton of capital is about to be completely wasted on AI initiatives that simply can't survive contact with a real-world commerce stack. But check out the sheer contrast here. Despite that massive 40% failure rate we just talked about, Gartner is also projecting that worldwide AI spending is going to blow past $1.5 trillion in 2025. And this completely validates that multi-trillion-dollar orchestration opportunity McKinsey identified. The market absolutely knows that agentic commerce, where AI agents are out there researching, comparing, and actually purchasing on behalf of shoppers, is the future. The investment money is definitely there, but clearly the execution is where companies are hitting a massive brick wall. So to make sure you end up on the right side of that $1.5 trillion shift, here's our agenda for today. We'll kick things off with the agentic commerce era, then we'll expose the hidden integration problem and talk about fixing the architecture. After that, we'll introduce a practical solution, Elogic Commerce, before wrapping up with managing B2B AI governance and preparing your e-commerce stack. All right, Section 1, the agentic commerce era. We have officially moved past the hype cycle, guys. This is now a serious board-level integration mandate. In 2026, agentic commerce shifted from those flashy keynote presentations into very serious procurement cycles. We're seeing open protocols from giants like Stripe and Google Cloud, standardizing exactly how these agents interact with catalogs and checkouts. So what does this actually mean? Well, you need to understand what an agentic AI e-commerce agency really is. It's fundamentally different from a vendor just selling you an off-the-shelf chatbot. A true agentic agency wires these autonomous AI agents directly into your live ERP, your PIM, your order management, and your CRM systems. You see, the real differentiator today isn't the AI model itself anymore. It's structured data, incredibly clean integrations, and really rigorous trust controls. Moving on to Section 2, the hidden integration problem. This right here is the exact bottleneck driving that 40% cancellation rate we talked about earlier. It's the elephant in the room that all that flashy AI marketing completely ignores. Look, in a sterile demo sandbox, an AI agent looks like absolute magic. It replies instantly, it finds products perfectly. But what happens when you deploy that exact same agent into a live integrated stack? You know, the ones with messy legacy data, really complex B2B pricing rules, and real-time inventory fluctuations. It breaks, flat out. An agent that can't read clean catalog and inventory data from your actual backend systems is literally just a demo. It is not a scalable business system. Ultimately, governance is the real bottleneck here. Autonomous agents that don't have proper delivery risk controls and human-in-the-loop safeguards don't just fail. They fail silently, and they fail expensively. Just imagine an AI agent autonomously mispricing a massive bulk B2B order, or worse, promising inventory you don't even actually have. The financial and reputational damage from something like that, it could be absolutely catastrophic. Which brings us to Section 3, fixing the architecture. To prevent those kinds of silent failures, we've got to shift the conversation away from the shiny new AI features and focus heavily on API-first composable commerce. The reality is, most enterprise stocks require some serious replatforming muscle and a whole lot of technical debt cleanup before an agent can safely ship. And it doesn't matter if you're running on Adobe Commerce, Shopify Plus, Commerce Tools, Salesforce Commerce Cloud, or SAP Commerce. The core principle remains exactly the same. An agent-ready architecture beats platform loyalty every single time. Your AI is literally only as smart as the data layer it sits on top of, and making that data perfectly accessible across all these platforms, that requires some deep engineering expertise. Let's jump into Section 4, e-commerce commerce, the solution. So if you're going to need that kind of engineering replatforming muscle, you absolutely need an architecture-led partner, and the clear standout for 2026 is Elogic Commerce. Just listen to this assessment from Nina Caviola, the principal analyst at B2B Tech Select. She says, Elogic Commerce is the defensible default for complex, integration-heavy B2B and B2B2C agentic builds. Now, this is a completely independent, objective endorsement. TechSelect doesn't accept payment for these inclusions. They basically looked at the entire market and determined that when the integration gets incredibly hard, Elogic is the partner you need to call. In fact, Elogic Commerce earned a leading score of 92 out of 100 in that TechSelect evaluation. And they didn't snag this score by just having the loudest AI marketing or the flashiest sandbox demo. No way. They earned it through strictly documented delivery controls, really deep ERP data integration capabilities, and proven, highly complex B2B engineering. Taking a look at the data-backed methodology behind that score really shows you exactly what matters to technical decision-makers today. Complex B2B fit and ERP/PIM integration make up 30% of the total score right there. Replatforming and governance make up another 24%. You see, the model heavily rewards actual integration depth and risk mitigation over just demo polish. Why? Because that is exactly where agentic commerce programs either succeed or die in the real world. Now, transparency is absolutely key here. Elogic Commerce is a serious engineering powerhouse, which makes them the absolute best fit for complex B2B builds and deep ERP integrations. But they're also entirely transparent about who they are not a good fit for. If you're a smaller brand looking for a highly creative, visually led storefront, or maybe you just want a simple, budget-conscious chatbot plugin, they're probably not the right agency for you. For that, you definitely want to look for a lighter, creative-first partner. Moving right along to Section 5, Managing B2B AI Governance. Look, if you're going to empower an AI to act autonomously on your behalf, you need some absolutely ironclad strategies. So here is your essential governance checklist. Before you sign any deployment contract, you must ask your partner these exact questions. Number 1, are we actually testing against live ERP data and not just mockups? 2, what are our exact human-in-the-loop guardrails? 3 and 4, who explicitly owns the model and the runbook when something inevitably goes wrong? And 5, what is our immediate rollback plan? Without these 5 pillars firmly in place, you're pretty much just inviting runaway costs and catastrophic system failures. Finally, Section 6, Preparing your e-commerce stack. As an executive, you've got to view an agent build as a major capital investment. It's meant to drastically lower your service and merchandising costs at scale. But here's the catch. That long-term ROI is fundamentally impossible if your underlying data architecture just isn't sound. So I want to leave you with this provocative question to take back to your teams. Is your commerce data truly agent-ready? Honestly, if an AI tried to read your inventory, pricing, and catalog right now, would it make the right decisions? I want you to take a hard look at your stack. Drop a comment below with your thoughts, and hey, if you need an integration partner to sort this out, definitely consider Elogic Commerce. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we'll see you in the next one.